There comes a moment when life can feel as though it's spiraling beyond our grasp. Perhaps it's the sting of losing a job, the heartbreak of a relationship's end, or simply the suffocating weight of daily responsibilities. Such moments often leave us feeling powerless, like ships lost in a storm-tossed sea. But what if I told you that not only is it possible to weather these tempests, but you can emerge from them stronger, wiser, and more resilient? Today, I'm going to reveal the timeless wisdom of Seneca, a philosopher who found serenity even amidst chaos, and show you how his teachings can become your anchor in turbulent times. His philosophy of Stoicism isn't just theoretical musings. It's a practical toolkit used by leaders, thinkers, and ordinary people throughout history to navigate life's greatest challenges. By the time you finish reading, you'll possess actionable principles rooted in Stoicism that will help you build unshakable mental strength, reclaim command over your emotions, and face adversity with clarity and courage. Stay with me, because the insights ahead have the power to transform how you handle stress and hardship, not just surviving, but thriving. One of Seneca's most profound lessons is this: to be everywhere is to be nowhere. In an age defined by multitasking, constant notifications, and endless distractions, this truth resonates more deeply than ever. Society glorifies doing everything at once, yet what if the real secret to productivity and inner peace lies in doing one thing at a time? Marcus Aurelius, another towering figure of Stoicism, urged us to channel our full attention into each task, advising, "Concentrate every minute like a Roman on what is before you, with precision, seriousness, and justice." This isn't merely about efficiency, it's about cultivating depth over superficiality. When we focus on one endeavor at a time, we unlock its true potential. Whether it's crafting a project, pursuing a personal goal, or engaging in meaningful conversation, giving something our undivided attention allows us to delve deeper, creating work that matters and connections that endure. And the rewards extend far beyond the immediate outcome. Studies confirm that focusing on a single task reduces cognitive strain, lowers stress levels, and sharpens decision-making abilities. Philosophers like Aristotle and Plato would nod in agreement here. Aristotle taught that virtue arises from balanced action, a principle that applies perfectly to balancing focus with distraction. Our minds aren't wired for juggling multiple complex tasks simultaneously. By embracing the Stoic practice of singular focus, we don't just boost productivity. We cultivate mindfulness, tranquility, and purpose. It's a rebellion against the frenetic pace of modern life and an embrace of intentionality, a way to live deliberately rather than reactively. As you adopt this approach, you'll notice improvements not only in your work, but also in your overall sense of well-being. Seneca further reminds us that all the greatest torments stem from an undisciplined mind. At the core of much of our suffering are unchecked emotions, anger, fear, desire, that wreak havoc on our peace. Stoicism doesn't advocate suppressing these feelings, but teaches us to master them. The journey begins with awareness. Epictetus, another luminary of Stoicism, famously declared, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Self-mastery is the gateway to true freedom. By identifying our emotional triggers and understanding our patterns, we can respond thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. This doesn't mean ignoring our emotions. It means reflecting on them, so we can act in harmony with our values and aspirations. Aristotle's concept of temperance aligns beautifully with this idea. Virtue resides in moderation, whether in courage, the balance between recklessness and cowardice, or in managing our impulses. Instead of swinging between impulsive reactions and paralyzing overanalysis, the Stoic path encourages thoughtful, deliberate responses. Marcus Aurelius encapsulated this beautifully in his Meditations, reminding us that while external events may lie outside our control, our internal responses do not. He advised, "Focus on what is within your power," urging us to direct energy toward mastering our thoughts rather than being consumed by circumstances. This shift, from reacting to external chaos to managing internal composure, is a transformative tool for gaining mastery over ourselves. Through the transformative process of philosophical introspection, we cultivate a robust mental resilience and master the art of decision-making with unwavering clarity and purpose. The Stoic practice of impulse control is not about stifling emotions, but fostering a serene, rational inner dialogue that equips us to navigate life's storms with a composed mind. By weaving these timeless Stoic principles into your daily existence, you can revolutionize your outlook and experience. Focusing on one task at a time while mastering your impulses doesn't merely amplify productivity, it elevates your emotional well-being. Life begins to feel less chaotic and more within your grasp, empowering you to confront challenges with grace and confidence. This ancient wisdom isn't about mere survival, it's about flourishing in a world that often feels suffocatingly overwhelming. Stoicism beckons us to scrutinize and challenge our instinctive reactions, urging us to elevate philosophy from abstract theory to a lived reality. It teaches us to transcend the fleeting allure of instant gratification and seek a profound, enduring sense of fulfillment and purpose. This disciplined approach to managing impulses isn't solely about evading emotional turmoil. It's about carving a path toward a more thoughtful, satisfying life. One of Stoicism's core teachings, as articulated by Seneca, is the necessity of mental preparedness. He famously suggested rehearsing in our minds the harshest scenarios life might present: exile, torture, war, shipwreck. While this advice may appear extreme, Seneca wasn't advocating for a life steeped in anxiety or dread. Instead, he championed premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of adversity. This practice involves mentally bracing for life's inevitable trials, not to fear them, but to diminish their sting when they inevitably arise. Consider it akin to training for an athletic competition. Athletes endure grueling conditions to build resilience and excel under pressure. Likewise, by visualizing challenging situations, we fortify our minds to face stress with poise rather than panic. This isn't about living in perpetual worry, but adopting a realistic stance toward potential difficulties. For instance, if job security concerns you, instead of succumbing to fear, take proactive steps. Update your resume, refine your skills, or explore alternative career paths. By preparing in advance, you're never blindsided, and you position yourself to handle whatever unfolds. This philosophy extends beyond personal crises. It readies us for any significant life changes, whether financial setbacks or personal losses. Staying mentally prepared lessens the initial shock of adversity and accelerates our recovery. We transition from reacting impulsively to responding thoughtfully, a subtle yet profound shift in navigating life's uncertainties. Seneca's teachings arm us not just to endure adversity, but to emerge stronger, viewing each challenge as an opportunity for growth and renewal. Another profound Stoic insight is Seneca's principle of voluntarily embracing hardships. At first glance, this concept may seem paradoxical, deliberately choosing discomfort to strengthen mental fortitude. Yet, this isn't about courting suffering for its own sake, but intentionally stepping outside our comfort zones to bolster resilience. Picture an athlete training under harsh conditions. By pushing ourselves in controlled environments, we prepare for life's inevitable struggles. This principle might translate to tackling a daunting project at work, delivering a speech despite paralyzing stage fright, or living with fewer luxuries. These voluntary hardships enhance our adaptability and mental toughness. Over time, what once seemed insurmountable, like public speaking, becomes manageable, even comfortable. Stoicism teaches that by embracing such challenges, we expand our limits and cultivate a deeper sense of inner peace and strength. By testing ourselves in this way, we come to cherish life's simple pleasures more profoundly, knowing we can thrive with less. We don't construct a life predicated on avoiding hardship, but one rooted in the courage to face and grow from it. Each challenge we overcome reinforces our self-efficacy, proving to ourselves that we possess the resilience to weather whatever comes our way. This, in turn, bolsters our confidence and amplifies our sense of personal power. Finally, Seneca cautions against the peril of self-victimization. Often, we suffer more in our imagination than in reality. When we perceive ourselves as hapless victims of circumstance, we surrender our agency and power. To embrace Stoicism is to reclaim control, to recognize that while we cannot always dictate what happens to us, we hold the power to shape how we respond. Stoicism invites us to reframe challenges, not as burdens thrust upon us, but as fertile ground for growth and self-discovery. By altering how we perceive adversity, we reclaim authority over our reactions and step into life with purposeful intention. Imagine facing rejection, a missed promotion at work perhaps. Rather than succumbing to feelings of failure or injustice, Stoicism urges us to see this moment as an opportunity, a chance to reflect, refine, and recalibrate. It's about shifting from victimhood to empowerment, transforming setbacks into stepping stones toward becoming the best version of ourselves. This philosophy doesn't dismiss hardship, it reframes it. Pain is real, injustice exists, but Stoicism teaches us that our response defines us. We move beyond asking, "Why me?" and instead inquire, "What can I learn? How can I grow stronger?" This subtle yet profound shift liberates us from helplessness, replacing it with resilience and wisdom. Life's obstacles cease to be barriers. They become catalysts for evolution. Through preparation, discipline, and perspective, we cultivate courage, composure, and clarity, tools essential for navigating life's complexities. The ripple effects extend beyond ourselves. When we shed the mantle of victimhood, we foster healthier relationships rooted in mutual respect and compassion. Blame gives way to understanding. Just as we hold the reins of our own happiness, so do others chart their paths. This mindset nurtures empathy, deepening connections while allowing us to engage more authentically with the world around us. Solitude plays a pivotal role in this journey. Seneca's call to retire into yourself isn't an escape, but an invitation to introspection, a sanctuary where self-awareness blooms. In solitude, we strip away distractions and align our actions with our core values. Marcus Aurelius championed this practice, believing true peace arises when we retreat inward to examine our thoughts and intentions. Here lies the space to process experiences, clarify desires, and forge decisions that resonate with authenticity. Aristotle echoed this sentiment, emphasizing self-reflection as the cornerstone of eudaimonia, a flourishing life imbued with meaning and joy. Through Stoicism, we break free from the chains of external validation and self-pity. We emerge as architects of our reality, crafting lives defined by strength, wisdom, and purpose. Challenges no longer diminish us. They elevate us. Pain becomes fuel for transformation, solitude a wellspring of insight. The result? A life lived boldly, with unwavering resolve and profound fulfillment. Through Stoicism, we break free from the chains of external validation and self-pity. We emerge as architects of our reality, crafting lives defined by strength, wisdom, and purpose. Challenges no longer diminish us, they elevate us. Pain becomes fuel for transformation, solitude a wellspring of insight. The result? A life lived boldly, with unwavering resolve and profound fulfillment. Without deep self-reflection, cultivating the virtues essential for a meaningful existence becomes an uphill battle. In moments of solitude, we forge resilience, a quiet strength that prepares us to weather life's storms. Epictetus urged us to embrace solitude as a fortress for the mind, a sanctuary where we can steel ourselves against the unavoidable trials of existence. By stepping back periodically to reflect and refine our character, we equip ourselves with the clarity and composure needed to confront challenges fearlessly and gracefully. Moreover, solitude enriches our relationships. When we carve out time for introspection, we return to our interactions with heightened patience, deeper empathy, and sharper insight. This not only strengthens our bonds, but also allows us to contribute more authentically to the lives of others. Far from isolating us, solitude amplifies our connection to the world, enabling us to engage more fully and meaningfully in our communities. Stoic solitude is not an escape. It's a deliberate practice of engagement, one that sharpens our wisdom and fortifies our values. Through this intentional self-reflection, we gain the clarity to navigate modern life's complexities with purpose and integrity. Every decision becomes an opportunity to align with our principles, turning even the mundane into acts of virtue. The teachings of Stoicism provide us with timeless tools, focusing on what lies within our control, transforming hardship into growth, rejecting victimhood, and finding peace through thoughtful introspection. These principles challenge us to live honestly, courageously, and intentionally, converting every obstacle into a chance to cultivate inner strength and lead a life rich with significance. By embracing these Stoic practices, we transcend mere survival. We flourish. We craft lives marked not only by tranquility, but also by profound fulfillment and continuous personal evolution. Let us commit to exploring how this enduring philosophy can guide us toward a life brimming with purpose, intention, and unwavering virtue,